Travis Hunter is already looking like a once-in-a-generation star. He's already a prospect that has scouts salivating as an athletic marvel. We may not have any official metrics on his speed, strength, and vertical leap, but the eye test is simple enough for people to realize the man is a monster athlete. On offense, the guy's a top-tier wide receiver, with insane speeds and vertical jumps making insane catches look easy. On defense, he's a nightmare cornerback, making wide receivers struggle, resulting in either flubbed passes or, even worse for the opposing team, interceptions, and losing out on tons of yards. Travis isn't just pure athleticism either, as he's shown that he's smart baiting players into thinking passes are safe, only to swoop in for an interception. This guy is the top football prospect of last year for a reason, with every single D1 team falling over to try to get him to join their program. He's just that good and dominant. Travis Hunter has the intangibles, a proven track record, has shown dominance at the high school level, is expected to transition well into college, being just as good as expected, and he's already foreseeing a Hall of Fame career in the NFL. However, some doubts are still creeping up with this guy. Not to make the title seem too ironic or sarcastic, but the main issues and concerns so far about Travis Hunter are his frame and body, seemingly being far from NFL ready. As of the writing of this video, Travis Hunter has measured around 6'1" and weighs 165 pounds. Hunter has been known for his wiry frame, and we all know that this frame is precisely what gives him an advantage in catching passes and grabbing interceptions. However, this frame does have some serious drawbacks that have some people concerned about him too. 165 pounds is relatively lightweight, even for a speedy player like Travis. This is why we've seen some highlights from other team players like a few heavier and more experienced running backs absolutely trucking Travis. This is a problem in the short term, as this means heavier and stronger players may be able to body him a lot easier. Travis has shown that he isn't afraid of playing rough and making contact. This is still a concern to watch for, as it will continue to be a lingering issue until he finally fills out his frame. This can also be a long-term issue in terms of injury, as it goes for most lighter players. The added weight is often necessary for durability's sake, especially against other players willing to tough out and be aggressive on plays against them. Now, Travis Hunter is far from the first player to be an undersized wide receiver / cornerback with gifted athleticism and talent. It is a common archetype that we've seen in prospects time and time again. Now, many prospects who are the exact same build and play style as Travis Hunter go on to have prolific careers in the pros and end up being some of the greatest players we've ever seen. One of the all-time GOATs of football who Travis has been compared to is none other than Deion Sanders. Deion is widely remembered as a freak athlete who played in both the NFL and MLB. Sanders played cornerback and is a Hall of Famer, with 2 Super Bowl chips also being in his resume. Deion stands out even shorter than Travis Hunter at 5'11", which of course wasn't a detriment to his skill or athleticism. A key difference between the two, however, is their weight, with Deion playing at nearly 200 pounds during his career, making him one of the strongest players out there and making him an all-around menace on the defensive end, whether it's a high-speed interception or forcing stops with his strength. Interestingly enough, these two have been in a mentor-mentee relationship before, as Deion coached Jackson State. At the same time, Travis Hunter joined the program. Hopefully, we see Deion coach the young buck and help him with his conditioning into a body ready for the NFL. With Deion Sanders taking a head coaching job at the University of Colorado, and Travis Hunter entering the transfer portal, hopefully also transferring to Colorado, looks like we'll see these two working together again and hopefully continue to see Travis Hunter dominate and turn into an absolute monster on both ends of the field, under Deion's guidance. Now, another young NFL player dominating the league who is eerily similar to Travis Hunter is Devonta Smith of the Eagles. Devonta had a hype even before getting drafted, being a Heisman Trophy winner and getting a bunch of Offensive Player awards. The guy's been legit taking the field on all levels. Now, Devonta's still fairly young in the league, but he's already showing flashes of being an all-time great wide receiver. Build-wise, Devonta and Travis Hunter have incredibly similar metrics, with Devonta being 6 feet and a relatively light 170 pounds. Even if Travis Hunter doesn't end up bulking up more, it may not be an issue, seeing how a similar player like Devonta is dominating even without the so-called heft and toughness. This is also a similar story with Jalen Waddle, with another 2021 rookie wide receiver. Jalen Waddle at 5'10 and being 180 pounds is a bit undersized, but that hasn't stopped him from being a good wide receiver. The newer crop of wide receivers has shown that maybe a stocky build and weight isn't a necessary factor for this position. Travis Hunter, again, is by far not the most undersized player as a wide receiver. We've seen players like Deshaun Jackson, standing at 5'9", weighing 169 pounds, still playing an all-pro level wide receiver in the NFL. Being undersized can be a problem when talking about wide receivers. However, we've seen similar players in the past that have been undersized, and it isn't a deal breaker, especially for players as talented as these guys. Now, if Travis Hunter does plan on playing cornerback at the pro level, then he may really need to consider gaining some weight and muscle. Similar to a player like Jair Alexander, who's shorter than Travis Hunter, but is also nearly 200 pounds, which is essential to his play as a cornerback, not allowing players to truck and stop him. Another point worth mentioning is that added weight doesn't suddenly mean Travis Hunter will be more durable as a player. A clear example of this would be Odell Beckham Jr., who's currently a free agent because of a multitude of injuries slowing him down. OBJ plays at 198 pounds and still ends up getting injured a lot, even as a generational talent. Added weight doesn't immediately mean durability. It's really more about conditioning and controlling your pace as a player, which is something we can see in Travis Hunter. To conclude, Travis Hunter, being currently undersized, may have some people concerned, but it's far from a huge weakness or a lingering concern for him as a player. We've seen similar prospects be able to bulk up and dominate, or stay at a relatively lightweight and still dominate. So this may just end up being a nitpick on the top football prospect, but this is something to watch out for and look forward to as his career unfolds.